Finally tonight here, our countdown to the Oscars. Matt Damon up for Best Actor. Stranded on Mars, he reveals where the tears came from.
Matt Damon is one of Hollywood's biggest stars. He has won an Academy Award, earned multiple Oscar nominations, and starred in films that have generated billions of dollars at the worldwide box office. But despite all that success, there is one thing Hollywood could never change about him. While many actors chased fame at any cost, Matt turned down major roles, prioritized his family, and stayed loyal to the values he learned long before the spotlight found him. This is the story of how Hollywood couldn't change Matt Damon and why staying true to himself became his greatest achievement. Let's dive in. Where it all began. Matt Damon was born on October 8, 1970 in Cambridge, Massachusetts, just outside Boston. His father, Kent Damon, worked as a stockbroker while his mother, Nancy Carlson Page, was a professor who spent her career helping children learn and grow. From the start, things got difficult. When Matt was still very young, his parents divorced. So, Matt moved with his mother and older brother into Cambridge, where they spent their lives in a six-family communal home. As a teenager, Matt often felt like he didn't quite fit in. He wasn't sure where he belonged or what made him different from everyone else. But there was one place where he finally felt at home: the stage. Because it felt like the only place where Matt could express himself without fear of anything. So, he began acting in school plays at Cambridge Rindge and Latin School, where his drama teacher, Jerry Specca, recognized his talent early. Around the same time, Matt met another guy with a similar dream, Ben Affleck. They became best friends. Ben lived just blocks away from Matt's house. The two would spend countless hours watching movies, practicing scenes, and talking about the future they hoped to build. And those dreams eventually followed Matt to Harvard University, where he studied English. Even while attending one of America's most respected universities, he never stopped thinking about acting or writing stories. And then in 1988, at just 18 years old, Matt landed a small role in Mystic Pizza. He spoke only a few lines, and most people watching the film probably never noticed him. But that single role changed his life. For the first time, he stood on a real movie set, watched experienced actors at work, and saw exactly where he wanted to spend the rest of his life. But getting there would prove far more difficult than he ever imagined. The struggle. Years after appearing in Mystic Pizza, Matt spent the next few years auditioning constantly and taking whatever small roles he could find. But success remained out of reach. In 1992, things finally seemed to be changing. Matt landed a role in School Ties, a drama starring Brendan Fraser that also featured one of Ben Affleck's early screen appearances. For the first time, it felt like Hollywood was beginning to notice him. That same year, he also reached the final round of auditions for Scent of a Woman, where he hoped to star alongside Al Pacino. It looked like his breakthrough had finally arrived, but at the last moment, the role went to Chris O'Donnell. Despite the disappointment, Matt believed bigger opportunities were just around the corner. So in 1992, he made the biggest decision of his young life. He left Harvard University to pursue acting full-time, convinced that his next film, Geronimo, an American legend, would launch his career. When the movie was released in 1993, it failed at the box office. Made on a budget of around $35 million, it earned only about $19 million worldwide. Instead of becoming a star, Matt found himself starting over once again. He kept working. Then, in 1995, another opportunity slipped away. Warner Brothers was casting Robin for Batman Forever, and Matt once again found himself in contention for a career-changing role. But just like before, Chris O'Donnell got the part. For a while, it almost felt as though Chris O'Donnell had become his professional curse. Still, Matt refused to quit. In 1996, he transformed himself for Courage Under Fire, losing nearly 40 pounds to play a drug-addicted soldier alongside Denzel Washington. A year later, in 1997, he starred in The Rainmaker, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Each performance earned him more respect from filmmakers, but none gave him the breakthrough he had been chasing. Eventually, Matt realized if he wanted to make it into Hollywood, he would have to take matters into his own hands. Carving his path. In the early 1990s, while Matt was still at Harvard, one of his playwriting professors gave the class an assignment: write the opening act of an original screenplay. While most students wrote only a few pages, Matt kept going. He created the story of a brilliant but troubled young man from South Boston with an extraordinary gift for mathematics. The screenplay remained unfinished after Matt left Harvard to pursue acting. For years, it sat untouched, and then in 1996, When he realized Hollywood wasn't going to hand him the career he wanted, Matt returned to those forgotten pages. This time, he asked his lifelong friend Ben Affleck to help finish the script. Together, they rewrote the story, challenged each other's ideas, and drew inspiration from their own lives growing up near Boston. The finished screenplay became Good Will Hunting. Castle Rock Entertainment agreed to buy it for around $700,000, but the studio wanted Brad Pitt or Leonardo DiCaprio to play the lead. Matt and Ben refused to give up the roles they had written for themselves, so they walked away. Soon afterward, Miramax purchased the screenplay and agreed to let both friends star in the film. Gus Van Sant signed on as director. Matt and Ben also successfully pushed for Minnie Driver to be cast in a leading role. When Good Will Hunting premiered in 1997, it became a worldwide success. Made on a budget of just $10 million, it earned over $225 million at the box office and received 9 Academy Award nominations. Matt and Ben won the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay, while Robin Williams won Best Supporting Actor. That single movie transformed Matt's career. Following his success, Steven Spielberg cast him in Saving Private Ryan. Then came the talented Mr. Ripley and Ocean's 11, proving he could handle every kind of role. After working with Brad Pitt, Matt was recommended for the lead role in The Bourne Identity. Universal Studios trusted him, and that series became a worldwide phenomenon, turning Matt into one of Hollywood's biggest stars. He had finally achieved everything he dreamed about as a young boy. The fame, the awards, and the blockbuster success had all arrived, staying truly grounded. As his career reached new heights, some of Hollywood's biggest opportunities appeared in front of him. He turned down Minority Report, and the role later went to Colin Farrell. He also passed on Brokeback Mountain, which eventually starred Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal. Then came an offer that seemed almost impossible to refuse. James Cameron invited Matt to star in Avatar and reportedly offered him 10% of the film's box office profits. Avatar went on to earn nearly $3 billion worldwide, meaning Matt could have made close to $300 million. But he turned down that role as well. Matt never let those missed opportunities define him. He believed every decision came with a price, and he accepted that without regret. More importantly, he refused to let fame become the center of his life. Instead of chasing every blockbuster, he focused on his family, protected his private life, and stayed loyal to the people who had supported him from the beginning. In 2003, he met Luciana Barroso while she was working as a bartender in Miami during the filming of Stuck on You. The couple married in 2005 and went on to raise their family away from the spotlight. Matt also never forgot the friend who had been there from the very beginning. His friendship with Ben Affleck remained one of Hollywood's strongest, lasting decades after they first met as teenagers in Cambridge. Away from acting, he devoted much of his time to humanitarian work. In 2009, he co-founded Water.org, helping expand access to safe drinking water and sanitation for millions of people around the world. Friends, directors, and co-stars have often described Matt as respectful, dependable, and easy to work with because success never changed the way he treated others. Looking back, Matt Damon's story wasn't defined only by talent or blockbuster films. It was defined by perseverance, loyalty, humility, and the courage to stay true to himself long after achieving everything he had dreamed of. So after hearing all this, what do you think? Would you have stayed the same if fame, money, and success had come into your life? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. If you found this video fascinating, make sure you give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more incredible stories like this. We'll see you in the next one.